Hey, y'all didn't think gaming was this important, did y'all? Y'all thought this was for like nerds, right?
Hey y'all, it's Patty V out here at Nola Flight's 3rd anniversary Crawfish Cook-Off. Somewhat going away party too for Brandon. He's being deployed, so shout out to Brandon. Much respect for everything you do in the gaming community and for the United States. A lot of fun. There's some cool giveaways. There's going to be some great crawfish. You guys missed out because you're going to see this after. If you didn't come, that's on you, man. We've been promoting it for months. So look forward to sharing this content and hope y'all enjoy.
It's a 16 buff in the dark of the It's a 16 buff in the dark. It's a 16
I'm here with Brandon from Nola Flight Gaming for the 3-year anniversary party. Tell me a little bit what's happening here, Brandon.
So we're out here celebrating our 3-year anniversary. Started on May 17th, 2020. We're now May 20th, 2023. So we've got gamers coming in from all over the United States, Rocket League players, Call of Duty players, content creators that are with our organization. And we're just out here having a crawfish cook-off celebrating our 3-year anniversary.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. It's actually a lot of fun. Great music going in the background. They just kicked up, so if you hear them, I'm sorry. But it's a lot of fun. Y'all should get out here, or you won't get out here because I'm putting this out late, but it is what it is. I did also want to get an idea. Brandon, what got you into esports in the beginning? Tell me a little bit about your background with that.
Okay. So during COVID, well, first let me backtrack. I've always been a big gamer. NCAA football, that's my game. Madden, MLB, The Show, 2K. I was always a big sports game player, right? So, but also with the Call of Duty and the Halo, those were kind of my games. During COVID, I started playing Call of Duty Warzone, met up with a bunch of my friends that I went to middle school with, high school with, and found out that a lot of people that I know play Warzone, right? So I said, hey, who plays Warzone on Facebook? And I had like 50 people reach out to me. Started a tournament, put up cash prizes, gift cards, and that was like the entry into esports. Once we did that first tournament, I did some research and found out that New Orleans does not have an esports team. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to create New Orleans' esports team. And ever since then, we've expanded from Warzone to Call of Duty to Halo to Rocket League to Counter-Strike to Madden, all kinds of titles.
That's awesome. That's a lot of fun. Actually, it's crazy because during the pandemic, I feel like that's all anybody was doing, right? Like I played Warzone nonstop. Now I'm not an esports guy. Like I was not good. I might have got like 2 or 3 dubs, and that was the gist of that.
Yeah.
But in thinking, there's one thing that I wanted to kind of ask here. In thinking of how esports compares to like the NFL or like Major League Baseball or something like that, there's always a lot of preparation, right? In like basketball, football, stuff like that. What kind of preparation goes into these games? How do we connect the dots for somebody out there that doesn't necessarily follow gaming to make it seem similar?
Okay, so, the biggest thing is that I knew New Orleans sports fans were very passionate about their sports teams, right? And I see cities across the nation, across the world, that are franchising esports teams, right? LA, Atlanta, New York City, Minnesota, or Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I was like, New Orleans deserves an esports team as well. When it comes to preparation, it's just like, football or baseball. We're watching game film. we're going over what's called VOD, right? So we're studying the other team's tendencies. We're studying our own tendencies and seeing what's working, what's not working, right? So there's a lot of preparation that goes into goes into competition. We're looking over game film. We have coaches. We have managers, right? We have sessions. Sometimes players have individual coaches for themselves. So when we talk about preparation, connecting the dots, and how it translates from real sports to esports, I mean, there's a lot of studying and a lot of techniques and just practice that goes into before you get into a competition. Goes into, a $50,000 or $100,000 tournament out there, right? So we're doing our due diligence with our managers, our coaches. We have analysts that study stats. How many times have you been successful on this map? How many times have you been successful against this team on this mode? So there's a lot of preparation that goes into this.
That's dope. Honestly, I didn't even know that. I don't have a history of esports or gaming in a sense, but growing up, I played like America's Army, things like that. We were in Cal ladders and TWL ladders, and we would practice. But the level that y'all are at with this seems insane. Like, it's professional. It's literally professional gaming, which is awesome. Tell me a little bit about like how successful you guys are right now. I'm sure in any competition there's ups and downs, but where do we stand right now?
So, conventional sports, you have a season, right? We have seasons in esports, but we call them circuits, more or less. And you have your like spring, your summer, right? Because anybody, like, there's no set months of what you have to compete in. You can be behind your computer, or you could be at a LAN center and compete, right? I would say that, as far as the ups and downs, like, you got to be able to take a L in the esports world. You're not going to win every time because somebody's going to be better than you on the other side of the computer, right? Some of our top placements recently, we got top 3 at the North American Call of Duty League Challengers Cup 11. We just signed a pro RLCS South American team. So, the competitions, like, there's plenty of online leagues, plenty of platforms to succeed in. We've gotten first place, second place, third place, and plenty of those online leagues and platforms. But, as far as esports goes, it's a process, right? And even the top, like Optic Gaming and FaZe Clan, Atlanta FaZe, like LA Thieves, they see their downward trend sometimes. Like, sometimes other teams are going to be better than you, right? So there are dynasties, but look, we're well on our way with that. I promise you that.
Excuse me, my arm's getting tired. Didn't plan on standing and holding the mic. My cameraman's also talking trash to me, so forgive me for that. But so as far as what's next, let's talk about what's next for Nola Flight.
So, I mean, really the biggest thing is just getting the New Orleans community involved and, like, letting them know that, hey, we have an esports team. We're building something that y'all could be proud of. We want to build a perennial winner. Like I said, there's ups and downs. Esports is not linear. So in a sense, there's, like, football's football, baseball's baseball, basketball's basketball. Esports, there's several titles that you could compete in, right? We compete in Call of Duty and Rocket League. And then there's subsets of that. There's different tiers, levels, and skill sets. For instance, we have a all-female pro team. We have our challengers, Call of Duty League Challengers team. And then in Rocket League, we have our RLCS team. And then we have multiple subsets of that. So it's not linear. So you may see some defeat and you may see some victory. But at the end of the day, as long as we're above, we have more victories than defeats, then in our eyes, we're doing okay. You know what I'm saying? So, but what's next is really to grind, get that funding, get those sponsorships to bring, like, even more pro esports teams to New Orleans. That's the next goal.
Just continue to grow the community locally. Even if it's not Nola Flight, continue to grow esports in the local community.
I mean, it's to build the pipeline and to build esports awareness, not even in just New Orleans, but in Louisiana, the Gulf South region. We are the biggest esports team in the Gulf South region, so to be able to give a platform for some kid that, parents don't believe in them to play video games, but he can go to college. He could go to college and play video games and then potentially go pro and make six figures doing so. So that's the goal, is to provide this platform for New Orleans, Louisiana, and the Gulf South region, a professional esports platform.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. That's a great movement too. To have a little fun here outside of esports. Okay. We got crawfish. There's a crawfish cook-off here. There's a couple people boiling. I want to ask you, because this is a big thing on the internet, not right now, but maybe in the last couple weeks. Dusted or not dusted?
So I will say not dusted. However, I lived in Lafayette for 1 year, and I had some coworkers take me out to a restaurant that did dusted, and actually I really enjoyed it. Okay, so like no hate, like I think dusted. I'm gonna say not dusted 51%, dusted 49%.
Such a political answer. A man of the people.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. All right, cool. I'm here with actually, what's your name? I don't even.
Big Will, man. That's what I go by, Big Will. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say Big Will 82. They don't call me Big Willie, so I say just call me Will.
Big Willie. I like Big Willie a little more than Will. So
they're gonna ban me if people keep saying Big Willie. So.
All right. Well, maybe I'll just stick with Will. I don't want you getting in trouble.
Cool.
I don't.
I'm down with it.
I don't want you to get in trouble. But no, so I was really grabbing you. I saw you boiling crawfish over here. You know it's a crawfish cook-off. I see the jersey, though. Let's start with the gaming side of this first. What games do you play? I know you just tell me a little bit, but tell me a little more.
So I play, my favorite game is Apex. I play a lot of Apex, you know, and that's my strong point. I try to play a little Call of Duty. You know, I try Rocket League. It's not my thing, but Call of Duty, but catch me on Apex. How about that? You know what I'm saying?
There you go. I like it. All right, so the crawfish thing. You just put yours out. You still got some corn going, I think. I want to hear a little bit about your mindset. I know it's like a cook-off, right? You think you're going to win, or do you like, what's the mindset there?
So I'm not going to make any excuses, but I'm using other equipment that's not mine. And I still got to have strong confidence, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm Big Will. That's who going to stop me, you know what I'm saying? Who's in my way? Nobody. So we're going to win this, you know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
What we do.
I feel that. I like that. I got to have confidence in everything you do, right? All right, so I got to ask you this, too, because this has been a big thing. I asked Brandon this. He's been to Lafayette. He said, dusted or not dusted?
Not dusted. I don't do the dusted thing, man, because I think if you throw an extra season on there when they're already boiled, it's like, for real, bro, like, why are you even boiling? Just, you know, throw some crawfish out there while they're still alive and put some dust on them. Like, why? Who does this? Man, I'm just saying, I'm from New Orleans. I'm actually from New Orleans, so, nah, we don't do that stuff there, you know.
You feel like it's cheating?
Cheating? That's not boiling. I don't know what that is. Why don't we just go out there and grab some crawfish and throw some dust on them? For that case.
I love it. All right, well, so I know you play. Let's talk a little bit. What's your gamer tag?
My gamer tag is
Big Will 82. Big Will 82. Are you a console guy? Are you a PC guy? What are we on?
So I'm gonna say this right. I'm a PC guy, but I play on controller. So that being said, I tried mouse and keyboard. It wasn't my thing, so I stayed with controller. But hey, I don't fade against nobody. Console, PC, hey, do your thing. You just gotta make things happen.
I feel you. Well, I appreciate it. One last thing before I let you go. Is there anywhere people can follow you? Is there a Twitch channel you have? Tell me where people can find you.
So if you looking for my Twitch channel, go to
Big Will 82.
Big Will 82, but my Twitter is Big Will 825 at Big Will 825. They won't let me get Big Will 82 for some reason. So, but if you type in Big Will 82, you'll find me. But hey, you know where I'm at. Catch me in the NO. What's up?
That's it. Appreciate it. We're back. Recording another interview with one of the Crawfish Cook-Off contestants. What's your name, man?
Mason Gordon, my man.
Mason Gordon. Where you from, Mason?
Gretna.
All right. Okay. I like it. So I was intrigued. I saw a lot of things going on in the pot over here. I'm not gonna lie, and I stole a little piece of hot dog or sausage or something out of there. The flavor in it. Tell me about the flavor.
It's a little wild, man. You know, I do a little Vietnamese / Gretna flavor in there. You know.
I feel you. Have you been in a cook-off before? Have you competed anywhere?
I have not. I had a lot of long nights at Escapades in Fat City, and I think that taught me a lot of things. You know.
Is that camera safe? Should we discuss what you learned on camera, or is that a conversation for later?
It's just a little flavor saver. You know what I'm saying? You get the juice, you give it. You know.
I feel that. We're gonna let it go. We're gonna try and keep it friendly here. Yeah. No, you good. It doesn't matter. Our
the old cats will know what that means. You know.
Oh, absolutely. So our podcast is Who Effing Knows podcast. So we're definitely like, it doesn't matter. Like, curse, say whatever. But But no, so I was curious, what it was like Vietnamese style. Tell me a little bit about like.
We do a little Vietnamese. I do the Sunny D. Adds a little sugar so it combats the salt. Also do a little Italian in there. Extra salt, a little butter, give it some savory. A little extra MSG for the umami,
No, the MSG is everything. That's where it's at. Well, that's cool. Are you looking forward to winning, or like how? I don't even know like if we're labeling a winner, but how does this work?
I'm not even sure. I just anticipated taking the W 2 weeks ago. So.
Hey, confidence is everything, right? I got Willie over here was telling me he was going to win, but he did make some excuses. He did say, "Oh, it's not."
We had a few hiccups along the way. We couldn't execute some of the protocol, but
I feel you.
I think we got it.
I feel you. So as far as
you gotta adapt, you gotta
adapt and overcome. As far as so we're here for Nola Flight. I would love to know like who you're affiliated with, how you ended up out here.
So Floyd, Brandon's like best friend. Floyd's mom owns the whole joint. Met Brandon through Floyd 7-8 years ago. We've been partners ever since. So
okay, very cool.
Show love.
I know that you're not involved in the Nola Flight scene. I know that you're not really a gamer. Have you ever played any of the games they play?
I mean, I used to rip bowls of Keef and play COD, like 2007, 2006 era,
I feel you. That's when I started.
That was, PS3 was hot,
Yeah. Very cool. Well, no, I just wanted to get a minute with you. I knew you were in the competition.
I appreciate the interview, man.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm going to shout out whoever wins. I feel bad for you, Willie, but I'm already giving the edge to him based on what I tasted. But we're gonna see what happens. Willie wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. He's got another batch coming too, so I'm gonna try that. We'll hold that for later. But I appreciate you. Any comments before we let you go?
Fucking Nola Flight, babe.
Can we follow you anywhere? Are you on social media? Something?
Stash Gordon. I do hair. I produce music. I boil crawfish apparently too. But
Hell yeah. Shout out. All right, cool. Stash Gordon. I'm gonna catch up with you in a minute because that's interesting. But until next time. We got some more coming. Yeah. Cheers. Taking a shot on the job. Real professional over here. You want one? It's not mine. I can't give it to you. All right, we're back. Patty V here with another Nola Flight gamer. What's your name, man?
Gooby.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Alan Gooby Reed.
Oh, very cool. Okay, so I'm assuming Gooby is probably like a part of your gamer tag. What's your gamer tag?
Yeah, and it's pretty much what everyone calls me back home. It's like a childhood nickname that became my name, pretty much.
Okay, very cool. And your gamer tag itself, though, is Gooby, or how do you spell it?
Gooby.
Hell yeah. All right, so I've been talking to a lot of different people, trying to get a feel of like how long they've been here, stuff like that. How long you been with Nola Flight?
Nola Flight about 2.5 years in the New Orleans area, about a year and a half or so. I just got transferred down here from the military.
Oh, very cool. Okay, what branch are you in?
I'm in the Coast Guard.
Very cool. So I was going to ask you what your day-to-day job is. I'm assuming that has something to do.
Yeah, so active duty for about 9 years. I fix helicopters and C-130s on pretty much on the daily. Just fix planes, fly planes, aircraft mechanic in general.
Okay. So with that being said, are you a Call of Duty guy? What's your game?
Yeah, so Halo is the team I played for Nola Flight. I was a Halo guy. Born and raised since I was 6, Halo.
Okay, very cool. I'm always curious about that because, like, when I was growing up, Halo was a big thing. I got into America's Army when I was real little. How old are you?
How old am I? 27.
Okay. I was just curious because I know, like, Halo was big for me, like I was saying, and I just never really got into it, but I'm 35. So as a kid, like, that was the thing, right? Well, it was Call of Duty and then Halo. What console are you on? Are you a PC guy or are you a console guy?
Yeah, so I'm PC now. I was Xbox since I was a kid all the way until about 5 years ago, and I made the switch to PC.
Okay, very cool. And as far as, like, competition gaming, I asked Brandon earlier about – I don't know if you can hear me. Let me get it closer. I asked Brandon earlier about, like, preparation. You always want to tie this to other sports, right? Like, for people out there that don't watch esports or don't know the community, what type of preparation goes into this stuff for you?
Honestly, it's just about practice. I feel like more than anything, it's amount of time put into strategy, learning what other people's strategies are, what the meta, like the normal gaming strategies are, and knowing how to adapt to that and adapt to your opponent. So it's a lot of like studying, a lot of practice, but like physical before the game, not too much. It's just, a normal warm-up. Everyone has their own routine. It's kind of like a football player. Like they go out and stretch for 30 minutes and then they'll go and drink and then they'll go out and do a couple passes, whatever. Like everyone has their own routine. But other than that, I think the biggest difference is practice and how much you practice, how you study practice, etc.
Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate that. All right, so that's all good and fun. We're out here for a crawfish cook-off. Who has the best crawfish so far? Who's out of the two guys that are boiling? Who's got the best?
Ooh, I don't know. Whoever cooked that second batch, that was real good. It was super spicy, super seasoned, really good. I don't even know who cooked it, but whoever it was.
I interviewed him earlier, and I feel bad. His name's slipping right now. I'm going to put it on top of this video. You'll know who he's talking about. I agree. I like him. And Will's wasn't bad. Will's were good. I just got them when they were cold. And he's got another batch coming still, so we haven't gotten there yet. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Everything I've asked this to everybody else. Are you a dusted guy? Are you, like, opposed? It's a big thing on the internet in the last couple months. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I definitely am not a Southern guy. I was born and raised in Washington, so, like, crawfish is new to me in general. I haven't even had crawfish until about 2 years ago. But since I've been down here, I'd definitely say dusted is not the way to go. I'd say anything else. I don't like dry rubs. I've never been a dry rub guy. So, yeah, I'd say no for me.
Frowned upon. Definitely frowned upon. Okay.
I figured. I'm not from here, so it's not my fault. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. So it's like a fine line, right? Like I'll tiptoe it. I will not dust my own crawfish, but I've had some crawfish that are dusted and are not bad. Like, it is what it is. It's to each their own. Back to gaming for a second, then we can wrap this up. Have you ever rage quit?
Surprisingly, I've been told I was like the most level-headed guy ever in any situation ever. I've stopped playing a game for the night, but I've never full-blown rage quit, I'd say. I've never thrown a controller. I've never broken a TV, but I know plenty who have.
Oh, yeah. Way to be even keel. That's tough. That's tough. Well, I appreciate it. Where can we follow you? What's your Twitter name, Twitch name, whatever you want to share?
Yeah, just Twitch, Gooby. Yeah, I don't really not much on social media. I'm just on the Coast Guard Gaming, and that's pretty much all I do.
Very cool. Anything else you want to shout out before we wrap up?
That's about it. Appreciate you having me on here. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Have a good day. Enjoy the time. Thank you. Hey, we back, Patty V and Mr.
Smedium.
Smedium. Is that your gamer tag?
It is. Adam, our first name is Smedium, gamer tag.
Okay, very cool. And you're, damn, people just hit me with footballs. Football's coming in hot. We're fine. We're at a party here for Nola Flight. It is a party. You can tell by balls flying everywhere. Hasn't happened since college, so we're just living our life, living our best dream. But no, it's a good time. Great crawfish. Tell me a little bit about your experience with Nola Flight. I think you've been here since the beginning, right?
It's 2 years now, actually. So the first year was more mainly Warzone. Okay. It was around October 2021. Me and Citrus, who's here right now, we want to do more sports games. We try to do FIFA and Madden, but there's not really a scene in Madden and FIFA. So one of our friends like, hey, try Rocket League. Did some research on Rocket League, and it is a very huge global game. Very connected to soccer. Soccer is very big. Or football, they say there. So for the first year was us pretty much finding some teams to play in local semi-pro leagues. But 2 weeks ago, we signed a pro team for South America. Now, RLCS is like the main league. So I don't know, Call of Duty is CDL. But there's regions. There's North America, South America, Europe. Menina is Middle East. Oceania is Australia. So we got a South America team, which is probably the third most popular league right now. And the goal is to build a brand there, and then maybe 7 years, 8 years down the road, go to North America, which is a bigger scene. But my big thing is South America is so big into soccer, football. I'm trying to find that connection to Rocket League and football. So there's an org right now called The Club. And I forgot the name of the football league, but a football, people who own a soccer league, a soccer team, own that too. Okay. So I'm trying to get into the early stages of soccer team realizing, wow, there's an investment in Rocket League. So we're trying to, like I said, build a brand in South America.
That's really awesome. I mean, just the whole story there, the whole picture. It's really cool just to see the potential growth, to hear about all that stuff. I mean, for me, like I look at FIFA, I love FIFA. I've never played Rocket League. Yeah. But I understand. I mean, my son loves Rocket League, so I get it. As far as the future, you kind of already mentioned what you're looking towards. North America, is the competition harder in an area like where you guys just picked up a team, or where's it tough?
It was considered third place in toughness. So in North America, I gotta explain this. The team we have right now would be a top 12 team in North America, but they are a top 8 team in South America. That's the best way I can explain it. There's a team, actually, you're local, a guy from LSU named Ajax. He has a team with a guy named Money and Elf, who I think are really good players. They didn't even make top 16. So North America is definitely way more competitive. There's more corporations that are trying to how to say this, branded company around esports, they will spend millions of dollars on a North America team, maybe Europe. So South America, we see the ability to not play with the big ballers, in other words, but build a brand, and then hopefully we get to that point, we can compete with, I'm trying to example, like Complexity is owned by Jerry Jones.
Okay. Shout out.
Yeah. You're a Cowboys fan?
No.
Okay, yeah. Who else? Who owns the Patriots? Kraft. Yeah. He owns the esports team. So it just, North America is just ran by football, baseball, basketball owners. So like I said, we're trying to build more brand in South America and then come hot, a few years. There's a team named Furier that was based out of Brazil, and they actually, they made 6th place in Worlds for Rocket League. I wouldn't do this, but they decided, let's move to North America. So they moved to Mexico, and they're now a North American team. So they were easily the best team in SAM. Now they're like battling for top 6 in North America.
Right, so it's a tougher scene in general. As far as, and you may have said this, forgive me for my ignorance if I wasn't listening good enough, there's a band. Yeah, and that as well. We have been drinking. As far as your role with the teams and stuff like that, are you managing all this? Like, what's your actual role with Nola Flight, with this scene?
Overall president, Brandon's second man. When it comes to Rocket League, for the semi-pro league, I'm kind of Citrus's main man. I did that at first. Now with the pro team, I'm actually their coach. My thing is more mental coaching. I don't have the mechanical skills to coach them, but I came from a basketball and baseball background, so that's my idea more is on a mental coaching. But my scene overall is really trying to bring more local presence to Nola Flight. As you know, Brandon's in the military, so he's all over. My idea is to make esports the first domino to progressing New Orleans. I think we're always behind 20, 30 years or everything. Like with craft beer, we were 30 years behind craft beer. So esports, I'm trying to make it more of an affordable thing to do in New Orleans to make it more widespread here. And then obviously, as their interest in esports goes up, us being the #1 esports team in New Orleans, it helps both sides. But I guess the end on that is the goal is to one day get Saints and Pelicans players to be our content creators and be the New Orleans or the Louisiana esports team. Maybe in Gulf Coast, true. Yeah, Mississippi, Alabama.
Just hearing that, like, I know that Josh Hart, obviously not here anymore. Big in Call of Duty. And then like Chauncey Gardner, like he's not here anymore. But like there's always these athletes on these pro teams that could be great content creators. So always a great end, I think. Let's move away from esports for a second, just to have some fun. We're cooking crawfish. I don't know. Did I ask you who had the best crawfish? I've asked a couple people. Who's got the best crawfish here?
They are experienced, so they brought their own stuff and their own seasoning. They were limited to me and Brandon buying the basic ingredients. So the team, I'm going to say that one had an advantage, but they were pretty even. They were spicy. I like spicy, so I want the most spicy person. And
Shout
they
out.
added oranges to it, so it's like a weird, like, oh, this is sweet. Oh, wow, it's spicy too. Kind of threw you off at the end.
Yeah, that's so for me the spicy and the citrus is everything. My wife disagrees with me, but that's not the first time, so it's fine. All right, last question. Dusting, not dusting.
I never heard of dusting until that video came out of Lafayette. So props to Lafayette branding and marketing because they did a great job of, people now know Lafayette because of the dusting. So props to them for that. I never tried it. I can't really say. Must be more of a Midwest Louisiana thing. Cause I've never been to crawfish boil where we actually dusted before. If it adds flavor to it, cool, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I've had them once or twice. They're
What's it do to it?
It just adds something. Now, some people say it's cheating. Some people say, hey, like, if you don't have flavor in the crawfish, then you don't have flavor. It is what it is. I walked a fine line, right? Like, there's a couple people out there that I've had their crawfish without the dust, and they're phenomenal. And then they add dust, and it's just like that much better. It is what it is. I'm a no-dust guy, I'll be honest. I'm traditional.
What is the taste? Is it like a sweet taste or a musky taste?
It depends on what seasoning you use. It's really just this, like, whatever seasoning you used, like the powder. They just throw it on top. Some people will make, like, an actual, like, spray. Like, they spray the crawfish. Not spray, but, like, they just throw on the crawfish.
Dumb. So it wasn't dust. It was just seasoning that they dusted over.
Right. And they call it dusting. So there's an actual brand. I can't remember the name of the brand. There's an actual brand that they call, I think it's Swamp Dust, actually. And they just, like, people will throw it on top. Listen, to each their own.
Like adding Tony's to your fries after, pretty much.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
Okay, that's like, and dusting, yeah. Why not? Extra taste, why not?
Yeah, why not? It is what it is. All right. Where can we follow you? Do you want to shout anything out? Let's close this out.
Oh, wow. You already follow Nola Flight. That's the biggest thing. All I can really say is really follow the Rocket League scene because this is phase 0. We plan on having a more successful team, more content creators. Breaking news, tonight around 8 o'clock our time Central, we're going to announce a new TV show every Tuesday. That's going to be the SAM RLCS. It'll be in Portuguese, well, half Portuguese, half English. But T-Base, he's actually from LSU. He does a North American one, very popular show. Obviously, North America's more popular, so they get more viewers. But check it out. It's 50-50. It's going to be on Tuesday. Get used to the time zone. So it's going to be 20 BRT, so 18 Central, so 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock Central, I think. Yeah, I got to get used to it.
You got me.
Yeah. So yeah, 6 o'clock Central every Tuesday. Learn your Portuguese, maybe. But it gives you a general idea of the SAM RLCS region and what's happening global, too. So we're trying to, like I said earlier, build a brand and build our, a popularity in the SAM region.
Hey, y'all didn't think gaming was this important, did y'all? Y'all thought this was for like nerds, right? Hey, we're LSU baseball fans, football fans, Tulane football, Saints fans, but we love video games too.